Hello my little cherubs, welcome back to my channel Red Fire Flags. Please like, share and subscribe. If this message does resonate with you, definitely hit the like button. It's a free energy exchange and I'm not monetized, so it would definitely help my channel quite a lot. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to keep the housekeeping really short these days, you know. Just like, share and subscribe if it resonates with you. So this is going to be a reading for the next 6 months, all right? And whenever you come to this reading, this is a timeless reading. Now, you might hear me say something about the holidays or whatever, but that's only if something like that comes up, as we are getting close to that. And it's likely that that may appear. But for the most part, this is a timeless read. So whenever you come to it, this is going to be your deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go with the energy that we're in now, all right, just to make sure that you've picked the right pile, and then we're going to move on into the reading. All right, so for those of you who picked card number 1, it's gone all blurry and I am sorry for that. This card here, it's called Self-Reliance. It says don't be afraid to fly solo. All right, now it's mad this card came out because I honestly didn't plan it. It just came out that way. But the first read I got off this card is that even though it says don't be afraid to fly solo, the energy that I'm picking up is that you're already flying solo. All right. This is my group that's already moved away from somebody or something. Now, whether this was a partner, a work situation, whether this was family, whether this was a career, whatever, you have moved away from certain things. There has been revelations that have come out. So if this was a work situation, you found out that you were doing the job of a manager, you weren't getting paid right, but then Sally, who's beneath you and who hasn't been there as long as you have, has been getting paid more than you. And you were like, no, I'm out. If this was a relationship or a connection of some sort, I feel like there was an uncovering of secrets and then a confession. So I feel like the person that you were connecting to had other people around, and I feel like you got wind of that. Maybe this person had someone else confess to you about it, but I know that you were told something came out. You have moved past this, whatever this is, job, place, person, whatever. You've transitioned past that. You're in this energy now where you're already on the move. The choppy waters are behind you and you're already moving on to calmer waters, into more, thank you, into calmer territory. This is closing off a cycle, okay? So you've actually successfully completed this cycle. You chose yourself. Now, no matter how long this took you, whether it was 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, whether it was 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, whatever, you have learned that lesson. You have successfully graduated. You finally chose yourself. So I don't know if this went on for a long time or if it's just been one situation after the other that has, you know, different situation, same lesson, different face, same situation. I don't know whether it's been that type of situation, like, you know, same different toilet kind of thing. But you have arrived at this space now where you finally have chosen yourself and it feels good to you. I feel like you've mastered your reactions to things. I feel like there have been several connections, jobs, whatever, that have, it might be a succession of all of them because I can't pick up on one or the other. These situations have all been something that's come against you, have all been something that's tried to kind of hold you down or kind of keep you caged, or I don't know, I feel like you've been, like, people have been just trying to destroy you. And to a certain degree, what I'm picking up in the energy is that you're not making it up. But this, you've learned to sort of say to yourself, do you know what, I'm out, I've got to go, and this is it. So if this is your energy, this is your reading, okay? The person or the place or the thing that you're leaving behind, or all of the above, this person was very forceful. I feel like this is very toxic energy. This is somebody who is do as I say, not as I do. And if I want to come home at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll come home at 2 o'clock in the morning. But you get yourself home. That's the energy I'm picking up. And now, what makes this worse is that financially you were floating the majority of this connection. I feel like you yeah, you were definitely picking up the slack. This person wasn't bringing in enough to be behaving in this way. You can't make it up. It's really quite disrespectful. I don't like this energy at all. I think it's disgusting. This person also had the cheek, while being in your house, underneath your roof, to have someone else while you're out working. I'm not sure if you're a nurse or if you're in a medical profession or if you're or whatever it is that you were doing, but I feel like you were working very long hours, whether it's in your own business, whether it's in whatever, you were working long hours. There was a comfortable life, okay? And I feel like that also had you thinking a bit of, or having a bit of fear about moving on, because it was a comfortable life. Some of you have got children in this and some of you haven't. Those of you who have got children in it, it was like you got the father, the mother, the whatever, however you've got that situated. It could be two mums, two dads, however that looks to you. You have, you know, you've got the kids in there, everyone's going to school, doing what they need to do. Everything's sort of running like clockwork, and you're comfortable with this weird level of unhappiness, and have been for a while. But when this revelation came out, this stopped everything. So this is probably why I couldn't pick up on the job, the this or the that, because I feel like it was all very much linked in some way. You were like, listen, I'm out. I'm taking all of my stuff with me. Whether you left the house behind or you put him out, it's irrelevant. There was a separation and you chose yourself, because the disrespect that you felt, knowing how much work and effort that you've put into the connection or the family or whatever this was, and then to be cheated like that, that's something that you're not standing for. I'm picking up a lot of fire energy as well, so you could be Aries, Leo or Sag, and you just got to that point where your loyalty was tested way too many times. And while this broke your heart to walk away, and you are still kind of feeling a little bit about it all, you know that moving away was the best thing that you could do. Otherwise you'd be left to accept your lot with this person and that, or this job or whatever, and you were going to always be working your ass off. You were always going to be giving too much because he's not giving enough, and you had to go. This person's secrets, filthy little secrets, dirty little lies, whatever. I'm also picking up that for a few of you, the odd person was on sort of like the DL. So I'm picking up that a few of you, your person wasn't seeing some, it was like the same sex kind of situation, and they were lying to everybody, the person that they were with, because they obviously didn't know that they had a wife or a long-term partner at home or whatever. So there was a lot going on. I feel like if that was the case, this person came out and told you what was going on. Maybe they sent you pictures or something, I don't know, just toppled your whole world. If this was somebody that had some sort of OnlyFans account or whatever account, they have contacted you. However, I feel like for some of you, this situation here, it's made everything at one point stop, but you're getting to this point where it's all making sense. So the next 6 months for you is your healing, all right? But this is happening a lot quicker than you think it will, because you've mentally broken away from this person ages ago. I feel like you split up with them in your mind a while ago, long before you found any of this out. This just made it easy for you to kind of say, well, fuck it, chuck it in the fuck it bucket, I'm out. You're in this energy of thank you. I'm picking up a lot of glasses clinking, so I feel like you're back in your stable units with your friends and your family. I feel like you've re-established old bonds. I'm picking up the energy where you have gone out a few times and maybe there's been a few little reminders of what's gone on and all the rest of it, but you're moving past that. I feel here that the holiday period, whenever you've come to this reading, because it is timeless, but we've got a holiday period coming up, and we've got holiday periods that come up throughout the whole year anyway. But during this next holiday period for you, whatever the next holiday period is that's coming up, this is, I feel like you are coming out of this feeling of still feeling attached to this situation, or feeling guilty for moving on, or not hearing this person out. I feel like you're moving past sort of non-action where you've taken time out from work or your business. Everything went on a pause at this point. And once you get closer to whichever holiday's approaching, you're going to start picking it up again. You're at this point where you're ready to get back into work or get back into your business and just give it everything you've got without having this energy hanging around, phoning you, giving you, I don't know, this person used to do the most weirdest things, like phone you at the weirdest times. You have like break times at work or in your business or whenever, and this person would call you randomly or send you texts randomly and expect you to kind of answer. Like, I mean, you're not actually, let me not get personal for a minute, because I feel like cussing this person out and they're not even my person. At the end of all of this, my wonderful pile number ones, okay, this isn't like you've moved past all this. At the end of all of this, you're in your energy. Like I said, I'm not sure if you are a Sag, an Aries or a Leo, but you're vibrant. I'm picking up you putting in more effort into yourself again. I feel like somewhere down the line you kind of forgot to paint your toenails, or you just didn't have the energy to anymore because of everything that's been going on. Whether it's your toenails, your lippy, whatever, that you've kind of put to the side, or you've made your hair look the same all the time, because for the last few months it's just been kind of one thing after another. You're reinvesting back into yourself, whatever that is, whatever self-love or self-care looks like for you, or both of them together, which I prefer. You're reinventing yourself. You're investing back into your way, into what makes you happy. All right. And I feel like what's happening now is you're stepping into this energy of being a star, of being somebody who is lucky, who is I feel like your business is going to start picking up. If you haven't started your business yet, I think at this point you would have left work and you're due to start your business. This is a pile that's going to be going off on their own. All right, this is a pile that is moving away from the well mapped out path. You're carving your own way, and you've got everything that you need to do it. I feel like your reward from spirit is a renewed sense of self-confidence. I feel like your reward from spirit is joy and abundance, and you being laser focused on what you want, knowing how you're going to get it, what you're going to do to get it, what direction you're going in, being methodical about your steps, and knowing that you are good, probably better on your own for now. There is going to be something that comes up for you, absolutely. Are you going to be single forever? No, but at this point in time, this is a pile that's not looking for that right now. This is a pile that's broken away from something and is just happy going in that direction. The card that I did pull for you guys, other than the self-reliance pick a card bit, was the bluebell. Now, bluebells in this country are kind of like a national treasure, like a national thing. They're a protected species, and so you can't just go around and just root them up, whatever. And they take a while to become bluebells. I think it's about 7 years, if I remember rightly. So this has been a while in the making. All right, but through all of this, you've held on to your humility. You've held on to your kindness. You've held on to that delicate part of yourself that makes you you. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. And it was never a mistake for you to be vulnerable. It just so happens that you have come across people that have helped you in some way learn to raise your boundaries, because you were too kind. You were too giving, too open. You made excuses for people's behaviour. And so what's happening in this reading now, and the energy that I'm picking up, is that you're no longer doing any of that. You're at this space in your life where you are not going to change who you are, but you're going to change the people you have around you so that you can still be yourself, but for those who are worthy. So this reading here is about you stepping into your own energy, stepping into your power and not being afraid of that. I feel like for a lot of you, you have into very strong intuition. I feel like, especially with the way that these bluebells are quite violet-y as well, and I feel like you have a very strong intuition. I feel like you know it as well. It's just a lot of the time you talk yourself out of it, I'm hearing. You're finding that self-confidence, you're finding your magic. You're at this point where you know you're good right now flying solo. Your garden is about to become extremely abundant. Look at all of that light around her head, those lovely little stars. And I see that as you giving life to some of your dreams and your hopes, your aspirations, things that have been kind of laid dormant and you thought were kind of dead, that you kind of have been a bit worried about for a while. I feel like you're breathing life back into that. Now look, I've just noticed on this woman's arm, she's wearing a bracelet. And it looks like it could be the symbol of maybe Virgo or Scorpio. So whether or not this has some sort of significance to you or not, I just thought I'd mention it because it's something that came out to me. But for me, this is about you finding your feet, becoming more organized. This is about you looking at what you have and being appreciative and showing gratitude for all of that. You're realizing how important it is for you to continue shining your light. So, my beautiful pile number ones, this was definitely a reading. I enjoyed this energy very much because you've stepped away from this fuck shit. You've chosen yourself and you're shining for that. As the time goes by between now and the next 6 months and you get to the closer to the 6 month mark, you're definitely shining like the sun, like the star that you are. All right, I'm picking up pure pleasure and joy in the things that you're doing. I feel like you're going to be going places, taking trips, planning journeys. I feel like you're going to be, some of you might even be doing some sort of pilgrim type thing where, I don't know, eat, love, pray or some sort of thing like that. I mean, it's not my thing, but it could be yours. I feel like a lot of you have got you're balanced right over the next 6 months. 1 foot in spirit, 1 foot in the 3D. You're kind of moving where you're moving and you're working on yourself. You're healing your feminine energy. So whether you're a masculine that's come to this reading or you present as a man and you've come to this reading, your feminine energy is being healed here. And I feel like you're doing a lot of inner work to deal with that. If you are a feminine person that is presenting as feminine here, then that's the same. You are healing your feminine energy, that over-giving side of yourself, that side of yourself that just jumps straight in and gives everything and ends up with kind of nothing and feeling empty. You're letting go of all of that. And so you're balancing out your masculine and your feminine energies. You're balancing your light and your dark. You are not afraid of your gifts anymore. At this point, you know, we're at the end of the 6 months. You're no longer self-doubting yourself. You know exactly who you are. You've put your crown, or wait, it never fell off. You're just fixing your crown in your head. You know your life's purpose at this point, or you know the direction of your life's purpose on where you want to be. So the next 6 months for you is literally about growth. It's about you healing, breaking free from old ways of thinking and things that people have said to you that have left some sort of impact or left a mark on you. So you're shedding old skin, you're moving forward, and your abundance is going to be absolutely off the chain in regard to that. All right. So what I will say is let me just pull a few cards for you because, yeah. Anything else? Okay, thank you. So if you are struggling at the moment on your journey, if you are finding it difficult and everything else like that, I feel like you need to hold your ground and ignore that. We've got the 7 of Wands here. So I feel like you've done what you need to do. You've reached an important chapter, or you've closed an important chapter, you've ended an important cycle, and there are going to be people around you that will come out of the woodwork and try to shake that and try to kind of bring you back down to their level or cut you down to size, I'm hearing. So your only challenge at this moment is to stand your ground and keep moving forward. Don't let that little chatterbox get in the way and disturb you. All right, my lovelies. So that has been your reading for pile number 1. Please like, share and subscribe. I will be very grateful for that. And keep going. You're doing an amazing job. All right. Thank you for coming and visiting my channel. Hello, my little cherubs. This is pile number 2. For those of you who picked this beautiful card here, this says creative wonderment. Follow your passion. Right, so the energy straight away that I am picking up from you, my pile number 2s, you have been dealing with ancestral trauma, family trauma, history, childhood wounds. You've been going through it, all right, and it has been a slog. Ever since being young, I feel like you were possibly the black sheep of the family, but you were honest. You used to tell the truth about things. You were outspoken about things, and I think you still are, to be quite frank. And I feel like there was somebody in your family, whether this was your mum or your dad, I'm not sure who it was, but this person kind of shot you down every single time. I feel like this is something that's happened from generation to generation to generation with you guys. All right, and I feel like you've healed all of that, because I feel like regardless of whatever's happened, you've had the courage to continue to be yourself. All right, and yes, sometimes that has made you feel a little bit unwelcomed or unloved in some way, or unlovable in some way. And I feel like you're trying to get to that point where you do have this renewed sense of love for yourself, or this first sense of love for yourself, because for many of you, you've been struggling with that from probably the age of 3, maybe 4. I feel though that on the outside you are absolutely gorgeous. I feel like you are dynamic, you're creative, you have ideas, you're very involved, and I feel like right now you're trying to break away from the status quo that's been imposed on you. So take, for instance, family traditions. All right, I'm from a family that expected me to be some sort of lawyer, receptionist or doctor. Safe to say that I didn't become any of those things at any point in my life. Was I a disappointment to my father? Probably. Did he let me know about that every single day that I was alive? Yes. Does he still try? Sometimes. But you're moving past even caring what someone has to offer. See, what has transpired is in the past, you've been honest, you've been fair, you've taken accountability, and this has been all the way up. And they have brought in this negativity and ostracized you, made you feel like you're alone and like you need to analyze yourself, like you're broken or something, and you're not. All right, and you're realizing that as well. Over the next 6 months, you are still separating yourself from people that do not serve your greatest good, that are trying to give you this jaded, weird opinion of yourself, and that has been trying to do this for a number of years. Some of you are 28, some of you are 48, some of you are 29, some of you are 39. It doesn't matter how old you are. A lot of these things, because they have stemmed from childhood, have been something that have been prevalent and continued. So you could be young or you could be mature. It really doesn't matter. All right. You're, at the moment, I feel like these people have fueled this jaded sense of opinion that you have of yourself. Like, you're not good enough. You're worried about taking risks. You're worried about leaving what's stable for some sort of temporary success or some sort of temporary moment. And I can assure you that if you take a leap of faith into yourself, there will be nothing temporary about that at all. You are, over the next 6 months, you are maintaining your courage and your persistence to push through, to continue. There is help from spirit coming in, and I feel like you are very, very intuitive. I feel like all of this pain, all of this trauma, all of this heartache that you have been dealing with from since you were knee-high to God knows what, all the way up to now. I feel like this has also helped you to understand and listen to your inner voice, where a lot of people tend to be a little bit unsure. You go with your gut quite a lot. However, there is still this whisper from maybe a family member or an older sibling or something, where they're like, oh, you're being a bit reckless there, aren't you? That's a bit foolish. Oh, that's not a real job. That's not a real career. That's not a real this. That's not a this or a that. And you're kind of fighting those seeds of doubt. Let me tell you something. If you are a painter, you are a great painter. You have something to offer the world. If you are any sort of artist in some way, because I'm picking up colour, I'm hearing music, I am feeling alive. If you are a creative spirit in any way, shape or form, a storyteller, whatever, you're doing what feels right to you. And you need to follow your instincts and move away from these people. It is going to, okay, yeah, of course it's going to cause pain, especially if this is like your mum or your dad or your husband or whatever. This is going to be a situation where you're going to feel a little bit heartbroken about that. And it's natural. But the bitter truth is that you're better off. All right? You are pursuing something that goes against the grain of probably your whole family. Maybe you come from an Asian family and things are very set in stone for you, and it's just not what you want to do. I'm picking up with the energy that I'm picking up here, is that you've got some major choices to make between what you know and the kind of like the unmarked path, the dark corner. Are you going to turn that corner and figure out what's behind that wall, or are you going to stay with what you know? And I think that's what you're struggling with at the moment. And there's a lot of competition in your family. There's a lot of, well, I'm doing better than you because of blah blah blah, and I'm making this because of blah blah blah, and a lot of this weird competitive energy. All right, so now that I've given this energy here for the reading, let me just shuffle a couple of cards because I feel like I need to know more. Spirit, over the next 6 months, what are we telling pile number 2, please? We've got the Magician. And for this, I'm picking up action. I'm picking up you manifesting your way into where you want to be. And I've got the Emperor. So you are stepping, no matter what happens over the next 6 months, you are stepping into that energy where you call the shots, where you're going to command that respect, not through being aggressive, because there has been a point in your life where your emotions have been, you've been emotional, and sometimes emotional people can come across as a little bit aggressive because they want to be heard. You're no longer doing that. Over the next 6 months, you are healing your throat chakra. You're healing your throat chakra. You are learning how to speak up and how to be bold without being offensive or aggressive. Okay? And I feel like all of this was coming from a place of hurt. I've pulled a card as well, which is the Foxglove. Okay? And this is a lovely, beautiful plant. Let me grab my phone. I just want to double check. There we go. So I was saying that I feel like you've got a very strong intuition, and it says here keywords for Foxglove are pride, magic, energy, intuition, ambition, creativity, confidence, productivity, cooperation and communication. And like I was saying, I feel like you are balancing your throat chakra, sorting that out. You're learning where to speak from, and how to come across. And whether somebody takes that, how they take it, it just is what it is. And if you've been very passive in the past and not spoken up for fear of kind of being ostracized in some way, I feel like you're balancing that out and you're clearing your throat chakra and you're speaking up. And whoever takes it, however they take it, it just is what it is. I feel like justice is here to, I feel like you're justice. That's what I feel. I feel like you are justice. The foxglove here, for me, it seems quite regal. I love the way they look whenever I see them in people's gardens. I always think they're so pretty. and they attract bees. Bees are amazing. They're lovely little workers. They're loyal. So you've got a very loyal spirit, but you are very, very attractive. I feel like you've been made to feel like, though, that you're not, and that's left you with some sort of insecurity. I feel like you've got an amazing creative skill that you are going to be offering to the world. Whether you're a reader or you're a painter or whatever, I feel like you are going to be in control of your gifts. And you're going to see them as gifts. You're no longer going to see them as something that's been... Maybe your family's extra religious or something as well. And it's just not... It's just not seen as ideal. I feel like you're going to be in control and moving towards that, knowing that you're who you are in the eyes of whoever. Okay? So you are going to be taking action to manifest yourself in a more confident way. I feel like over the next 6 months you are shedding the skin of somebody who was either not saying too much or saying too much. You're shedding the skin of somebody who was not confident or insecure in their emotions, or not confident in their talents or their skills. And I do feel like you are moving into a much better space, and I feel like that's more of an emotional space and a head space. So for you, my guys, it's been quite a journey. You guys have been feeling quite out in the cold as well. But we've also got the Two of Pentacles, and I feel like over the next 6 months you are learning to manage things. You're balancing your lot. So you've got your spiritual house, your 3D house, your work, your love, your home, your this, your that. I feel like you are balancing that. You are finding balance. Some of you are also getting a diagnosis for maybe ADHD or so. I'm not sure what they call it these days. ADHD. I'm sure that's what they call it. I'm sure it's ADHD, isn't it, or ADHD? And I feel like some of you might be getting some sort of diagnosis, and that makes everything make sense. So that's where your balance will come from. That's where you'll be sort of realigned in some way. And that's only for a small set of you. But for the majority of you, yes, you are finding balance. You are able to manage your priorities and your projects. You're able to kind of balance your thoughts and your emotions. Your communication skills are going to be improving 100%. I feel like you've done a lot of soul searching. We've got the Hermit here. You've done a lot of soul searching. You've come through this place of kind of inner meditation, and you're self-analyzing now, and you're getting to the point of realizing what it is that you've learned, and realizing what you have the answers to and what you still need to seek answers to. You are definitely moving. There is definitely going to be some speed put behind all of that for you. There's definitely going to be some action taken in spirit on your behalf. I feel like you are walking away from disappointment. You're walking away from the illusion of not being enough. You're walking away from people making you feel like you're a disappointment. You are moving into this stage of your life, or on this cycle where you're saying goodbye to anything that doesn't serve you. And if that's an old version of yourself, then you're doing that too. All right, and you're no longer afraid to do that. My pile number 2s, the energy here is very much that of healing, very much that of learning and growing, and just realizing who you actually are, and having that self-confidence, finding that power in yourself to be yourself, to just be who you are. Whether you are a photographer or a painter, whatever, I'm seeing a lot of color, I'm seeing a lot of art, I'm seeing a lot of beautiful things, whether you make things, jewelry, whatever. I feel like that is really going to start picking up over the next 6 months. Your ideas are going to start flushing in. I feel like you are going to be able to balance all of that. I feel like you are gaining an advantage over those who have sort of set out to throw you off of your track. You're definitely facing your fears, my pile number 2s. All right. If you are torn between the 2 cards, because I've said face your fears twice, I think, and I'm sure card number 3, which is on the thumbnail, it says face your fears. If you are drawn to card number 3 or to pile number 3, please have a listen. There might be a message in there for you. I haven't shuffled yet, so I don't know, but I guess we'll see. So please like, share and subscribe if this message has resonated with you in any way, and have the best day. All right, Take care. Hello, my lovely pile number 3s. If you picked this card, okay, I'm sorry you can't see it clearly. I've given up trying to get the camera to focus. If you pick this card, then this is going to be your reason. I'm going to double check the energy to make sure that you are with the right pile, and then I'll jump straight in, okay? So the energy that I'm picking up straight away from this pile is, alright, this card says face your fears, okay? And in pile number 2, I did say that pile number 2 may be linked to pile number 3. I'm not sure yet, because I kept saying face your fears in pile number 3. And I haven't shuffled yet, and pulled any cards, so I'm not aware yet of what's going on. I'm just checking the energy that I'm with, and then we'll pull some cards and see what's going on. Alright? So, the energy that I'm picking up straight away is that you are in this, you're in this abundant fertility. It's like everything that you are manifesting is coming your way. You are paying attention to your thoughts. You're paying attention to what you're doing. You're moving with intention, okay? And you've said goodbye to people that are showing you a false sense of security or a false love. You've said goodbye to people that have got biases against certain things. You have said goodbye to anybody who's not really willing to put in that teamwork, or to kind of, they're not with you, or they're not on that same vibration, all right? And this has come from you doing a lot of healing from childhood. So yeah, this is definitely linked to pile number 2. Pile number 2 had gone through or was in this energy at this moment of healing a lot of old family traumas and trying to break away from how the traditions are, where they are, or how they were born. How to move away from certain things, move away from the voices and the people trying to put doubt in their minds and all that type of thing. So if this was where you were, then pile number 2 might have some messages there for you. But pile number 3 is definitely the progression of pile number 2. You've moved away from that energy. You're in this space where you know what you want to create, you know what you want to see, you know where you want to be, and you are moving with intention and purpose in order to get there. You are releasing fear of not knowing. You're okay with things, the odd surprise or two. Your intuition has really picked up, so much isn't going to be a surprise to you at the moment. I feel like some of you was also as well, because of past traumas and stuff like that, you were substance misusing. I feel like you are in your sobriety now. You're confident with your sobriety. You're good. I feel like you've done a hell of a lot of work. You guys are definitely at some sort of stage of awakening, or some sort of stage of a level up. I feel like at the moment though, you're encouraged to kind of take time out just to rest. And maybe you're feeling more tired than usual. Maybe you're coming home from work, or you're coming in from picking up the kids or whatever, and you're just kind of collapsing on the sofa. Spirit is wanting you to kind of just lean into that, all right? Because you are the Empress. You are already at a certain stage in your time or in your journey, no matter how old you are. You've reached a certain level of spiritual maturity or emotional maturity, or both. So let's pull some cards. If you're with the right pile, you're with the right pile, and I'll jump straight in. I feel like this is going to be shorter than the others. I feel like you're just here to kind of see what the next 6 months is going to look like, and to see how that's going to kind of turn out. Spirit, what do we want to say to pile number 3, please? What have we got for pile number 3? Right, so the Devil's the first card that's come out, and I feel like you've done a lot of shadow work. I feel here, like I said, there was some sort of substance misuse, maybe in your childhood, maybe just the other day, who knows? But you're shutting the door on all of that now, because, or you've already shut the door on that, because you're at this point where, I've just got tingling in my third eye as well. You're at this point where, like I said, you're awakening, you're coming to terms with spirit, with life, with everything being connected, how your actions have affected certain things, how your thoughts have affected certain things. You know that you are a great manifester, a great creator. And so you have managed to create for yourself at this point in time a future that is going to continue to grow. I feel like you're at the beginning stages of whether it's your own business or it's your childhood dream, whether it's a new creative project. I'm not sure. This is a general reading. It could be any of those things. I feel like you are taking control. You're taking charge. You're like leading where your life's concerned, where your dreams are concerned, where your manifestations are concerned, because you know that you're in the driver's seat. You're no longer car crashing from one place to another. Worries me. And then not taking responsibility or accountability for allowing someone else to drive. Do you get it? So I feel that you're in this space of acceptance, and the next 6 months for you is just a continuation of that. I feel like you're giving birth to a new idea, some sort of passion that you've had for a long time, or since you were a kid. I mean, you could be 28, you could be 38, you could be 18, who knows? But whatever that childhood dream has been for you, I feel like you are putting energy into cultivating that. Like, you are speaking your truth. You're putting, your head and your heart are balanced. You're no longer just leading with all this heart and all this love emotion where your heart chakra is just overactive and you're giving everything to everybody all the time and you're trying to be what everyone wants you to be, and all the while just forsaking yourself and betraying yourself at every turn. You're no longer doing that at all. You've left that energy behind, okay? And you're very disciplined at this precise moment in making sure your dreams come true. With this card, and it says face your fears, I feel like you've already done that. I feel like there might be a few little things. I feel like you might be, some people are scared of success. Like, what happens after you succeed? What do you do after you've done what you set out to do? Will you dream another dream, or you create another goal? And so you're going to continue to do that, all right? Let's have a look at your flower card. The card that came out for you was the snakehead flower, all right? I'm going to have to read a little bit about that because I'm not sure what that means. Oh wow. So this says here, surrendering to the flow, giving birth to a new self. I surrender the past and give birth to a new self. If you have done a lot of emotional clearing, snake's head, essence, I'm just going to call it snakehead flower. Snakehead flower offers the essence of rebirth and unfolding into your new journey. So you are accepting things for what they are. You're moving forward. You know that you're in control of your dreams, your manifestations, your whatever it is that you want. You've left behind old family traditions. No matter what background you're from, whatever was expected of you, you have blown that wide open, and you're surprising yourself. You've got success ahead of you, my darling. Your business, your endeavors, financially, all of that great stuff is coming in for you. You're no longer giving life. I'm hearing you're no longer watering dead plants. So you're no longer giving life to things that do not serve any purpose. You're not sitting on the phone talking and chatting shit to people, sorry to swear, but you're not sitting down on the phone all night chatting shit to people. You're not working in a place, or if you're about to leave it. You're about to leave it, because I feel like you've just been on this journey where you found the courage to just take on whatever it is that needs to be done in order for you to fulfill your dreams. Some of you want to buy a bit of land and want to make your own house to however you want it to be. Some of you want to leave the country and emigrate and go and live a life somewhere else. Some of you want to go and start a whole new business from the ground up. You guys are dreaming big, all right? And Spirit is bringing that in for you. All right, I feel like you are definitely releasing fear and anxieties about the unknown. We can't know everything all the time. It's just not possible. All right, and life would be pretty boring if we did. So you are accepting certain things as lessons and blessings. You are moving forward with the energy of gratitude. You understand that you're responsible for certain things around yourself and inside of yourself, but everything else is just whatever, and there isn't much you can do about it, so you're not even going to waste your time worrying about it. And I applaud you. All right, so I did think this was going to be shorter than the other readings, because I feel like you're at this point where you've released all limiting beliefs, you've released substance misuse, certain things that were holding you back, and you're just at this point now where you're dreaming for what you want, because you've done so much growth, you've put in so much effort, and Spirit's just going to continue to reward you. So dream big, think about what you want only, and keep moving forward with purpose in the direction of what you want. All right, I hope this resonated with you in some way. Please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for choosing my channel. Have a great day.